Students, this is Pushpa here from Modern English High School. We will continue with Standard 8th Science Lesson 6 Combustion and Flame. Last time we learned that a flame is formed when a substance vaporizes during burning. That is example when a candle is heated, wax melts and this molten wax rises through the wick and vaporizes. It burns in presence of oxygen and forms a flame. Now this candle flame looks yellow because here the oxygen supply is less and due to that incomplete combustion takes place. So it appears yellow. Whereas in case of LPG flame, the flame is blue in color as oxygen supply is more and here the complete combustion of fuel takes place. Now let us study the structure of flame. Now, we will go through some activities. Refer figure 6.10. Light a candle. Introduce a glass tube with the help of tongs in the dark innermost zone of flame. Now the wax vaporizes due to heat, and if we bring a lighted matchstick near the other end of glass tube, we can see a flame. It is because the wax vaporizes, travels through the glass tube on the other side and catches fire. Now second example, refer figure 6.11. Again light a candle and place a clean glass slide in the middle part of the flame. Now this is the luminous part. We can see blackish ring which is due to the deposition of unburned carbon particles. Third part, refer 6.12. Now hold a copper wire just inside the outermost part of flame for 30 seconds. The portion of copper wire becomes red hot. This part has high temperature. It is the hottest part and is called as non-luminous zone. Now this zone is having a very high temperature. So it is called as the hottest part of the zone. Okay. We will study about the different zones of flame. A flame is formed of three zones, the innermost zone, middle zone and the outermost zone. The first one is the innermost zone. It is also called as the dark zone because it appears black in color. It consists of hot, unburned vapors of combustible material. The vapors here does not burn, so no combustion takes place. So it is the least hot region of the flame. Now the second zone is the middle zone. It appears yellow in color. Here oxygen is not sufficient for wax vapors to burn completely. So the flame appears yellow in color. The temperature here is not very hot. Light is produced in this zone, so it is called as luminous zone. So this zone is moderately hot. Third is the outermost zone. This zone appears blue in color. As sufficient oxygen is present, complete combustion takes place here, so the flame appears blue in color. Also, it does not produce more light, so it is called as non-luminous zone. Temperature here is very high, or it is the hottest part of the flame. So it is mostly used by goldsmith to melt gold and silver for making ornaments. They always require hottest part of the flame to melt all these materials. Now next we are going to study about fuel and its efficiency. Material that on burning produces heat or energy is a fuel. Examples are wood, coal, LPG, cow dung, etc. Now we require an ideal fuel. What are the characteristics of ideal fuel? An ideal fuel is that which is very cheap, readily available to us, which is easy to store and transport. Secondly, it should burn smoothly without emitting harmful gases. Now, it should have a moderate ignition temperature. That means it should not have a low or high ignition temperature. Moreover, it should have a high calorific value. It should give more heat on burning. What is high calorific value means? It should give more heat on burning. So this all characteristics represent an ideal fuel. The heat produced by burning fuel is used for domestic and industrial purpose. Now students, all fuels they do not burn efficiently or they do not produce the same amount of heat. So this efficiency of fuel is expressed in terms of calorific value. How much of heat will be produced by that fuel can be expressed in terms of calorific value. Now defining this, the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel is called its calorific value. The calorific value of a fuel is expressed in a unit called kilojoules per kg. Now students, you can refer the table 6.4 where they have given the calorific values of some fuels. You can see that how much energy is produced, that much is the fuel efficient. Or we can say here hydrogen is having the highest calorific value and cow dung, as you can see, has least calorific value. Now, along with beneficial effects of fuel, there are some harmful effects also. Air pollution is caused due to much use of fuels. First point which we'll study is carbon fuels like wood, coal, petroleum, they release unburned carbon particles. These can cause various respiratory diseases in human beings. One of the diseases is asthma. Now, second one, due to lack of oxygen, complete combustion does not take place and carbon monoxide gas is produced. Now, if you burn coal in a closed room, it is very dangerous as it can kill the person sleeping in that room due to the carbon monoxide gas released. Third is burning of fuels releases carbon dioxide causing global warming. Here the temperature of environment rises. That means the earth's temperature increases due to this. What happens? Melting of polar glaciers takes place, the rising in sea level causing floods in the coastal areas. Now the next point, when coal and diesel burns, it releases sulfur dioxide gas. Petrol engines give gaseous oxides of nitrogen. These oxides of sulfur and nitrogen they dissolve in rainwater and form acids. Such rain is called as acid rain, which are very harmful for crops, the monuments. It can spoil the monuments. Soil fertility is reduced. So we can do so by reducing such fuels, and we can start using CNG, which is the compressed natural gas. It's a cleaner fuel reducing the pollution.